Good afternoon. My name is Chol Duang and I come from South Sudan. I come from a fishing village. People in my village, including young boys, practice fishing as a major source of income. In recent past, it became part of their life that men of different ages were fishermen or traders in fish. The community saw school as a ploy by the government to recruit their boys into the military service. Before I was enrolled in school, I was an apprentice to a fisherman who was our neighbor. But a man whom I would later learn was my uncle came to the village from a nearby town and opened a school under a big tree called Quill. He then made it compulsory for all children to join. The attitude towards the school was negative, and several months into the school's opening, no one had shown interest to study there. Fishing activity continued to absorb everyone. Despite communities' disinterest to send kids to school, Uncle Atagop was not dissuaded from going after us by the river banks where fish trade was lucrative. He would come every day and continually appealed to fishermen to allow us, young boys, attend evening classes. After several efforts by Uncle Atagop, I was one of the earliest children to respond to his advice. I would start my school under a tree, wrote letters or words on the floor as there were no scholastic materials. While fishing remained exciting among my peers, my mother insisted that I continue school. Encouraged by the growing number of children to the school, Uncle Atak sought the support of UNICEF to provide learning resources. With the availability of books and visits by educational inspectors, learning became attractive to several boys and girls who spent days by the river. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stand here today, I was privileged to acquire more education years later, after I discovered that knowledge is power. Today, we have opened Angol Primary School in my village after several years in ruins due to civil war. Thank you, and that is my story.